Hello, welcome to Straight Talk Africa, live from the Voice of America studios here in Washington. It's Wednesday, March 30th. I am Shaka Sali.
And hello, it's good to be with you today. And to all of our viewers and listeners on the continent and elsewhere, I'm Ayan Bior, your social media reporter, filling in for Mariama Diallo.
Today, we'll celebrate and talk about the empowerment of women in Africa.
And coming up later in our STA inbox, you, our audience, have weighed in on our topic throughout your emails and Facebook comments, and we'll reveal some of them ahead on Straight Talk Africa.
March is the month when women all over the world celebrate International Women's Day and also participates in conferences to discuss issues that affect them. My colleague Esther Githui-Ewart has more.
The 60th session of the Commission on the Status of Women in New York ended last week with a special focus on women's empowerment and sustainable development. Many women in developing countries continue to face significant challenges. In Africa, fewer girls than boys attend school. Few women earn the same salary as their male counterparts in similar positions. Speaking during a similar conference last year, UN Women Executive Director Phumzile Mlambo Nkuka spoke about cultural barriers in a patriarchal society that hinder women's advancement.
Governments amended constitution, passed good laws, but because we have not transformed society, we have not removed the pillars of patriarchy, we are transforming within a patriarchal society, we're not moving as fast as we need to.
Former U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton addressing last year's Commission on the Status of Women.
Despite the obstacles that remain, there's never been a better time in history to be born female. A girl born in Lesotho 20 years ago could not hope to one day own property or sign a contract. Today she can.
Women and girls in parts of Africa where there has been political strife bear the brunt of the violence. In countries like Burundi, South Sudan, and Somalia, women have faced extreme hardship. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon also spoke during the same conference.
Removing the barriers that keep women and girls on the margins of economic, social, cultural, and political life must be a top priority for us all, businesses, governments, United Nations, and civil society.
But all is not doom and gloom in the continent. In several countries, women are making progress and improving their societies. Namibia's former First Lady, Penehupifo Pohamba, urged African governments to implement policies that champion the rights of women during a conference on women empowerment.
In Namibia, empowerment of women and girls is a constitutional right. The government developed a policy framework centering on economic empowerment for all. The framework aims at enhancing entrepreneurship among previously disadvantaged persons and concentrate on assisting women, youth, and persons with disability.
The theme for this year's International Women's Day focuses on gender parity. Few women in developing countries own property or businesses, yet most continue to bear the family burden to provide food and shelter. Most have no access to health care. During last year's conference on the status of women, former U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton spoke about the progress women have made in the last 20 years.
A girl born 20 years ago in Rwanda grew up in the shadow of genocide and rape. Today, she can be proud that women have led the way out of that dark time, and now there are more women serving in her country's parliament than anywhere else in the world.
In spite of the seemingly uphill battle to achieve gender equality, some of the continent's women have made it to top positions, among them Liberia's President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and the African Union Commission Chairperson Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. Esther Githui-Ewart, VOA News, Washington.